Hi, this is the Ivy League astrologer with the September 2015 reading for Vedic Aries. Um, so the first card out for Vedic Aries is the King of Swords in reverse. I am back to my regular furrow, also my regular this action. Just as a side note, in case you didn't notice, which I'm sure you did. So the first card out for Vedic Aries is the King of Swords in reverse, followed by the Sun in reverse. So I feel like whatever situation has been weighing you down, pinning you down, there's an end to that this month. And a new beginning. This may be on the spiritual level rather than in the material, physical level. Because I feel like there's some sort of philosophical take on things that where you're sort of taking like a wait and see attitude, but the way that you're waiting and seeing is peaceful, like you're not really changing anything in your life. It's more that you're deciding to be happy about it, to be grateful for it, and trying to figure out what the next move is, trying to figure out what the next place is, but without anxiety. So it's the Hanged Man. So that's a good description of the Hanged Man card, actually, is that he's, see how he's hanging out here. He's still wearing his regular clothes. He's still it's like he was just walking down the street going about his business and he got caught up in like a bear trap. But he's peacefully waiting for the solution to get out of this bear trap. He's not really changing anything. He's not resisting it. He's not doing anything. He's sort of taking the time to muse on other things, to get philosophical about it. And he's waiting for his release, and he has faith that it will come. So I feel like that's kind of the Aries vibe for this month. There's a new start for you, but I think it's a new start in terms of attitude. And I think that's going to heal a lot of the pain you've been feeling, or any mourning you've been feeling, any kind of grieving you've been doing, any kind of just working yourself up into a black mood, into a place of depression, and where you feel like just everything is futile, So I feel like you're kind of in this place this month where you're kind of being asking yourself or being asked to be born anew. And I don't think you exactly know what that means at this point. You don't exactly know how to proceed, and there's a little bit of fear about it, but I feel like you so deeply need it that you're willing to go there. So I feel like there's people who are coming into your life to help make this happen, help pull you forward to this, help you make connections that are going to kind of help you to be peaceful and help you to be fruitful in some way, help you to find this next way forward. Because I do think it's a material way forward of what do I do next? But I also think it's a philosophical way forward where you're okay, I feel like, and I guess this makes sense with Saturn moving direct mid-month, but it's I feel like I've learned a lot, and the way that I thought I had to move forward isn't quite what it is. So I'm learning bit by bit what this new thing is, and it's more joyful, it's more celebratory maybe than you had expected. So yeah, I feel like there is a movement again towards joy, towards opening up, towards love, and towards community as well, and commitment. Committing to larger ideals, committing to a community, committing to be there for someone or something. But I feel like there's a lot of renewal, there's a lot of power in that for you this month. And it may be just something unusual, something that you hadn't really seen yourself doing, but that feels very right to you. So yeah. I feel like if you second guess yourself about this, if you kind of get a little scared and put the brakes on, and kind of drop the veil back over your own eyes or something, because I do feel like you're getting a new perspective on things. And it's interesting, the King of Cups is giving me that vibe too, and it's lined up with the Hanged Man. It is like, there's a new philosophical, spiritual perspective coming in for you. And I feel like if you kind of drop back into your old way of seeing things, which is a way of deprivation in some way, that there's like a benefit in deprivation, that that there's some kind of value in your pain that this new mind frame is trying to get you away from, But I feel like if you slip back into that, it's going to be very disappointing for you. I feel like there's going to be unnecessary sort of pain and separation that comes with that. So if you can, even though I feel like, again, this is sort of something that you're gingerly moving into and that you feel positive about, but you feel uncertain about as well. So if you can allow yourself to be taught, to receive knowledge and care from others, I think that's really going to help to lessen your sense of suffering that you may have been living with for a while, and that you may have come to believe is sort of like your debt, your weight, your thing to carry. Like that there's just something intrinsically about you where you have to have this suffering. So I think you are going to be torn throughout the month about what's true. So it's kind of like a metaphysical month, I feel like you're going to be moving towards this more positive view of the world, and then a little bit, at risk of being sucked back into a negative, dark place. So just keep moving forward is the message here. I do think it's going to be a bit of work, or just a bit unfamiliar territory for a while. But you're moving in the right direction, and it does require something from you, but not kind of what you think it does. So it doesn't require you to sacrifice, like what you need to live. It requires your belief or your heart in some way. It requires your wholeness, your complete self, but it's not the aim of it is not to deprive you, it's to fulfill you. So I think there's some confusion, or has been some confusion about that in your mind, which I think you may be still struggling with throughout the month of September. But I feel like you're on the right track, and you're kind of, you're set to get it, for it to kind of break through for you. And I feel like it may be very emotional for you as well, as you kind of release all this self-loathing is kind of the phrase that's coming up, but self-doubt, fear, feelings of unworthiness. I feel like all of that is kind of getting set to be released this month, so it does feel very powerful. And I think your return on that is enormous, like you're actually kind of feeling like, I think there's moments this month where you're just feeling elated. And then there's moments where you're feeling still burdened down with worry. But I think kind of part of the movement for the month is about trying to find the balance between those and trying to be able to move forward into the good with a bit more steadiness, to make it a more kind of smooth ride. So I think it's like an exercise in faith in a way for this month. And allowing yourself to learn, allowing yourself to be taught old ways is kind of what's coming up. But taught maybe the way something works, the way an organization works, the way a school works, whatever. Like, I feel like you are having to put aside your preconceived notions or the notions that you've been working on, and you're learning a new way, but the new way is actually much more positive than the old way. It just may be a little difficult for you to fully get on board with it for a little while. But I feel like you're going to continue to forge ahead, and it's going to heal a lot of worry and pain for you and bring you into a brighter stage of life. Yeah, I get a real sense that there's that for some of you, there's a sense that there's something intrinsically wrong with you or something. And I feel like you can really make a lot of headway against that idea this month um, through something that happens either in like a church or a school or like an institutional setting. But you have to be willing to see a different perspective. And for some of you, I think actually teaching will help you to get there, to get to this, will help you feel like, okay, like I'm finally on the path that I need to be on, and I'm ready to kind of break through these barriers and move into the next phase of my life. So yeah, there's a lot of kind of emotional intensity around this month and spiritual intensity around this month, and a shift in perspective. But it's ultimately positive for you, and the message is definitely to keep moving ahead because it's a more positive place than where you have been. So that's what I see for September 2015 for Vedic Aries. I hope that's helpful. And please do get in touch if you'd like a personal reading. My email address is theivyleagueastrologer@gmail.com. I'm now offering phone readings as well, which is a new thing. And my link for scheduling is down below. All the times on the scheduling site are in Pacific time because I'm in California, so just keep that in mind. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.